I'm still waiting for things to get going on my end. And we're off! Keizaron picking the boy, Hal I think picked the... Sorry, Keizaron picked the girl, Hal picked the boy.
So...
Oh no, they both picked the girl, I'm sorry.
Keys is setting his time to 11 at night, and I'm pretty sure he's going to pick Saturday, if I had to guess. Yeah, so the bug catching contest that happens on Saturday, and
then TM...
TM 27.
TM for return. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the TM that normally teaches return is available on Sunday.
It's a valuable thing because 20 TMs are on the card, and I see a main candidate already on the right side. Yeah. I think the answer's pretty obvious here. Yep. Who they're gonna pick.
Yeah, both of them picking the Ho-Oh.
I like to call it the fire turkey.
Gobble gobble.
Moltres is the fire chicken.
Checking the stats.
Oh!
Oh!
Explosion.
Someone in chat actually called that.
That's a moveset, alright.
Yep.
It had an HP up on it, too, so they got some money to start off here.
Yeah, unless they're planning to use it for whatever reason.
So, just for anybody who isn't familiar with it, the goal for these two runners here is to get 5 bingos on this card here, and a bingo is 5 goals in a line, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally.
And the first person to reach 5 bingos is crowned the winner.
Yeah, some people confuse this with Blackout, which is getting all goals, but you can get 5 bingos with a minimum of 17 goals, and I believe the maximum is 22. So you don't quite need all of them. So Key's selling off the HP up quite early, and just going ham on the shop there.
Yeah, I think he's planning to main switch at some point.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Having Boom as the first move on your main isn't really the best sign.
So, one thing that the randomizer changes here is the Better Marts feature. This allows the runners to buy items that would normally not be available immediately in Cherry Grove City, most notably repels and Pokeballs. Though they're not going to be buying repels just yet. Or using repels just yet, because they'll want some information from what they see.
So Keizaron is going to go for the Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan isn't playing ball here, though. Just gave up on it.
Hal, meanwhile, picking up a Master Ball that might be useful later on. Key's skipping the hidden item there.
Might get it on the way back.
Yeah, he usually gets it on the way up, so the fact that he's playing it this way, it's a little unusual.
Halqery was running into nothing but Shuckle, which is kind of funny, but sometimes Shuckle is on the card, just is not today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, more money there. Vitamins are great for money there because they sell for 4,900. And considering...
But hear me out. If you use it, you can get more speed.
You could, but you don't really need it when you have extreme speed Ho-Oh.
Yeah, I suppose. Keizaron also picking up the Master Ball.
So the Master Ball is an interesting thing, as oftentimes runners will save it until the very end, like if they need one Pokemon left, they have to complete their 5 bingos, and they just want to get it done and over with. That's what the Master Ball is for. Or if you run into something that you're trying to catch that has like Teleport or Whirlwind or, heaven forbid, Explosion.
Which does happen in these kinds of races. So you'll notice that Keizaron picked up a berry back there. That's going to be important for a goal later on.
So he's just opting to explode on the Togepi, not even caring about the little bit of XP it gives. Togepi doesn't give that much, and it looks like Halqery is opting to do the same thing.
Yeah, what a good move, if only for theatrics.
Yeah, that's one of the few fights that you don't have to win. You just miss out on some money and a little bit of experience, but since they've already picked up 2 vitamins already, I think they're pretty good on money.
So, an important thing to note here is that any item that you can find either hidden on the ground or in a ball is randomized. Any item that you get from an NPC or from a berry tree is not. So that berry that Keiz picked up, that's always going to be a berry.
Yeah, that comes into play a few times. TM50 as a goal on the card specifically is an item that you get from an NPC for turning in the mail that's on the Kenya later on. But the 3 other TMs on this card, 34, 20, and 46, those are not gift TMs, so they will need to find those on the ground. And TM numbers are randomized, but in a spot where a TM is normally will always be a TM. So they know where they are, and that will help with the 20 TM goals later.
Right, and also it doesn't have to be a TM matching the number. If the TM teaches the move, it counts. So, for example, if they pick up TM28, but it teaches Endure.
That's actually not how we have it.
That's not how you do it?
You just need the number.
Oh, okay. That was, that's my bad.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, let's see. He's finding Slowbro. Gonna catch it for the 10 water type skull. There's a lot of water types in the first 2 generations, so this goal shouldn't be too hard to complete.
Hal opting to fight youngster Joey here.
Ooh, there's a Cubone. That's on the card.
He's just going right for it.
Well, Halqery is going to fight this first trainer here because the max phone book goal is on the card. And to get that goal, you need to max out your phone book, which requires 10 phone numbers. You get 2 of them for free from Professor Elm and your mom, but the other 8 need to be filled up by trainers or whatever else, like Bill.
Yeah, you can also get Bill's number later on. I think Oak also gives you his number, if I'm not mistaken.
You'll probably find these guys saving a lot before these first few fights, because even though they've got a Ho-Oh, you just don't know what might give you trouble. Maybe you run into something that has Rock Slide.
Again, not an uncommon occurrence in randomizer races.
So, finding Cubone was actually pretty fortunate, because that opens up column 4 as a potential bingo. The rest of the goals on that column are all guaranteed goals for you to get. In the case of Defeat Electrode, you can either defeat an actual Electrode, or you can defeat one of the Electrodes in the Rocket Hideout, whatever they get randomized to. It doesn't just need to defeat one of the 3.
And the nice thing about going for the Rocket Hideout Electrodes is you don't actually need to clear the hideout first. Because the runner selected to do Rocketness as part of the rules, that actually removes all the rocket grunts from the hideout, all the rocket grunts from Goldenrod, and so they can explore those areas without having to fight anyone.
Yeah, as soon as they talk to Lance at Lake of Rage, all those areas are considered completed. The reason why the randomizer is set up like this is if they had to go through those sections, it would probably easily add another 45 minutes to an hour to these races. So having the rocket list set up just opens up the area a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Keys looks like he's checking for a few more slots, and Halqery opting to do the same in Dark Cave. Let's see, Weedle's a good find, because Beedrill is on the card.
Yep, Beedrill or Butterfree. So all Hal has to do is catch this Weedle and knuckle it up 8 times.
And Keys just found a Bellsprout. That's an interesting find there. As the trade in Violet City will ask for 1.
Yeah, normally that trade is Bellsprout for an Onix. The way the randomizer works is the Pokemon they ask for doesn't change. The Pokemon they give you does.
Oop.
Rip.
Great extreme speed. Goodbye, Weedle. Halqery catching it, though, so he just needs to level it up. Oh!
Ooh!
That works, too!
He's not taking any chances, going straight for the Cubone.
Body Slam has a 30% paralysis rate, but I swear it feels like 100%.
I did not see that move that Kakuna just used, but it looked painful.
So yeah, some of these goals are really not too bad because they have multiple Pokemon that can lead up to it. Like, Beedrill or Butterfree is a good example. There's 6 possible Pokemon that can help you get that goal, while compared to Miltank or Tauros, there's only 2 possible Pokemon. There's nothing can evolve or breed into that. Mewtwo or Mew is in the same boat, too. And actually, so is Mantine or Skarmory. What is this card?
Hal picking up his second water type, a Poliwag. Meanwhile, Keys is fighting a Fearow, which is on the card.
Another fortunate find there. Where is Fearow? Oh, bottom right, okay.
Yeah, so that opens up the top left, bottom right diagonal, as well as row 5, column 5.
So even though there's 3 random TMs on the card, these TMs that are randomly show up, they usually show up more often than not. So if I were Keys, I would consider row 5 a pretty good certainty. Looks like he found the Fearow and then...
It ran.
Oh, he ran away from it?
No, it ran. As in, the Fearow ran away from Keys.
Oh, I didn't know it could do that.
Yeah, that's one of the fixes in this ROM. What the developers intended is to have certain Pokemon be able to flee at a given percentage, but they messed it up so that only Suicune, Raikou, and Entei could run away.
Keys is looking to find that Fearow again, but it looks like it might have...
It could be the 5.
Oh, it had Teleport. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Pokemon can run in this game. At least not in this ROM.
Huh. Okay. Well, thanks, chat. I actually missed that moment on the stream. But Keys finding a Remoraid, going to catch that towards the 20. The 10.
Meanwhile, Halqery is having a little bit of problems with the second trainer in Violet Gym. Weezing just being a big defensive wall like he normally is.
Yeah, that's a required trainer, so Hal's going to have to get past that. Keys is going to have to get past that.
Yeah, anything that Halqery is having trouble with here, Keys is also going to have trouble with since they're running the same poke. So it looks... I'm not sure what he's doing right now. He's checking out where Firo was, and it's either here or Whirl Islands. Not very good, not very good options. You may want to consider just coming back for it later.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
once
and
he
that's
has...
what he's opting to do. Later on, he'll get Sweet Scent from the exit of Ilex Forest, so he'll have a better time trying to find one.
Well, he'll get the TM that normally teaches Sweet Scent, but it won't teach Sweet Scent.
Field items or field moves are not randomized.
Oh.
In these settings.
Okay.
So
Sweet Scent,
Headbutt, Dig, and I'm forgetting one. Rock Smash is the other one. Those 4 are not randomized. But the other 46 TMs are randomized what their move is.
Gotcha. Here's Tauros. That's on the card.
Keys is finding everything here.
Meanwhile, Hell tried to be blessed. But it just wouldn't be.
Oh no! Well, I guess Ho-Ho got experience. If he runs into that again, I bet he's throwing the Master Ball at it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. That's a pretty good reason to use your Master Ball.
So Key's quite far ahead in terms of goals marked off.
Yeah, he's got 2 goals there and information on another, so assuming that Radicator Firo don't show up, he's got an information advantage too. Now, Halqery can see that Keys has marked off these 2 goals, and since it's early in the game, he can assume that these pokes aren't too far out of the way. But he doesn't quite know where in the early part of the game it could be.
Yeah, Hell doing a little bit of grinding in Sprat Tower. Normally this is optional, but that wheezing gave him so much trouble. I think he's just going to go for levels here. He's about to find out about the wheezing.
The wheezing's the next fight. I actually didn't see what the level 9 was, so we'll find out here. This Ho-Ho's moveset is kind of an issue, though. It does not have a whole lot of... ooh, Key's opting to lead with the Tauros and hopefully getting a boom off. Except it's just a Pichu. I don't think he needs to worry about it.
Maybe he's mean switching to the Tauros.
The Tauros is, well, you know what? You might be right. I think he's checking for a couple moves on it. Huh. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think he is switching to the Tauros.
Wouldn't be a bad play. Tauros tends to be a powerhouse.
Either that or he's just gonna throw Pokemon grenades at everybody until he wins. Just swap between them over and over again, giving them experience.
That is the meanest of strats.
Yeah, it actually looks like he's looking to switch to the Tauros.
Hell picking up a Sharp Beak. Might be useful later for either money or a power boost.
There's the Wheezing. Hey, if you use a fire move on a Wheezing, does it explode?
Well, let's find out. Oh, it has D-Punch.
Yeah, that's what gave Halqery problems earlier.
And not a problem for Keys. Crit Explosion wins the fight.
Oh man, it's learning stab rap.
We in there, boys.
This strat is so silly, I love it. Ooh, Halqery found a Weeping Bell with Sweet Scent early on here.
And that could be big for all of these Pokemon goals.
Especially because the encounter rate in Sprout Tower is very low.
He's going straight for the leader. He might actually miss out on Sprout Tower.
Well, so far Sprout Tower doesn't appear to be giving Halqery much of an advantage goal-wise.
Falconor has Quagsire. That's information for the Water-type Pokemon.
I think he'll use Giga Drain this time instead of exploding. Oh, nope. Goodbye, Ho-Oh. You're the best grenade we've ever had.
You know, it's not the first exploding turkey we've ever had. Halqery finishing up Sprout Tower. Hopefully that'll put him at a high enough level to tank the Weezing.
I'm just still amazed by the strat that Keys has opted to take here. Like, having a Pokemon with Explosion early can be useful, as you're seeing here, but just the fact that both of them have it is great. Well, for Halqery's sake, I hope he finds some information here that Keys doesn't get, because otherwise he's going to be losing time by doing Sprout Tower.
I really think he's going to try and main the Ho-Oh, at least for the foreseeable future. He might switch later on if he finds something he wants to run.
The worst thing that both of these people could run in, or both these runners could run into right now is if one of the high-level pokes coming up is a Skarmory.
Ooh.
They wouldn't have a good way to deal with it because Ho-Oh's only got a grass move that's 4 times not very effective, and then Keys only has normal moves, and Skarmory is a defensive tank.
And one thing to remember about Explosion is that it...
Oh no, this Bellsprout got the bonuses from Ancient Power. He's gonna get swept by the Bellsprout.
And one thing to remember about Explosion is it says it has 250 base power, but in-game it actually halves the opponent's defense. So effectively it has a base power of 500. So that might be enough to get past the defensive wall that is Skarmory. Or at least make a pretty huge dent in it.
So Keys here on Route 32, there are 2 trainers that have a phone number. It's the Picnicker here, and then there's a Fisherman later on the route. Grabbing a couple hidden items. Leftovers is an interesting item to pick up. Like, it loses time, but I've had some situations where the main I had wasn't that great, and you needed every little bit of HP that you get.
So, Keys opting to put it on Tauros.
Ooh. Slowpoke is sometimes on the card, but not this time. It's information on a water type. And Keys did opt for leftover strats, but that Slowpoke's got cross chop.
Yeah, Tauros doesn't really like that.
The exploding turkey strikes again.
Hal going for the Mimic Crunch strat against the Wheezing now.
That's a good play because Wheezing's special defense is not very good compared to its massive defense.
Also, that Fisher is technically optional, but I think it's required to get the old rod. And
that was an optional.
Yeah, Keys messed up his movement there. Hit the Rotato.
But maybe he'll get some information out of it. That's like the only saving grace to hitting an optional, is if maybe it'll give you info. Like he's just taking this opportunity to give Cocoon a few levels. He's gonna need to get it to 10 anyway at some point.
Oh my goodness.
He's right next to the center, why not?
Yeah.
Gave it 4 levels. That was a pretty good play there, actually. Well, Halqery having issues with Faulkner. Not quite sure what he's doing. Is he trying to give... Looks like he's trying to give the Weedle experience also.
Yeah. For Hal, the Weedle has to evolve twice.
He's doing the same play. I love it. I love the thinking of these two right here.
Oh man, what an explosive match. Anyway, both runners now have their first badge.
Ooh, scope lens. That increases your critical hit rate to, I believe it makes it 25%.
Your black glasses increases your coolness rate.
The Keys is going down here to pick up the TM. TM40, that's sometimes a TM that's on the card, but not today. Doesn't matter though, because 20 TMs is a goal, so they're going to be picking up every TM they can along the way.
Yeah. You also get to see a taste of Keizaron's well-practiced movement in this category.
Yeah, Keys ran Crystal glitchless for quite a while. So he knows a lot about this game. The hiker here outside of Union Cave is another phone number you get, so at this point, if you're getting all of the numbers along the way, that is 5 that you're at currently. There's another trainer on Route 31 that they opted not to do. Oof. Gengar is not a thing you want to see right now. Yeah, I think he's gonna come back to this trainer later. Tauros' only move that could hit it is Sludge, and that's gonna be slow.
Yeah, that's 4 times resisted by the Ghost Poison Gengar. He's finding a Lure Ball, which is better on hooked Pokemon. So that might be useful for one of the Pokemon goals. Also, well, he doesn't have the Gengar seen in his Pokédex, but when he fights that hiker again, seeing that Gengar might be information for Haunter.
Well, that would involve breeding for Ghastly, and you really don't want to resort to breed strats in Gen 2. It takes forever.
Eh?
Or, like, anything that you know about breeding from current gens is not quite how it works in Crystal.
Yeah, but come on. You gotta do it for the memes.
Though, speaking of the Ghastly chain,
Ooh.
Halqery found one. And it has a Ghost-type move.
That's 2 goals. Well, one goal and a future goal.
And ideally, you find one a higher level, but if all else fails, you have the ghost type goal and Haunter. So that means at least between both the runners, we have enough information to complete row 4. But Keiz is lacking the information on ghost type move and Haunter, and Halqery is lacking the information on Tauros. Though it looks like he's going to get information on Tauros.
Yeah, that's the required trainer.
So Halqery will have everything he needs to do row 4 eventually.
Hi, Tauros. Bye, Tauros.
And both these guys are really hoping they learn something better at this point. The moveset that they have is not ideal. But the stats on both the Pokemon are very strong.
All the trainers here are required, so any information that Keiz gets, Hal's gonna get as well.
Luck's not an ideal thing to see. It's a bit of a defensive tank. I didn't realize that Keiz had Screech. So...
yeah, that could potentially be a strong play.
He's pretty much got nothing else to work with except... oh no, it has Super Fang.
He's opting to use his drink item, which means he won't be able to get past the guard in Celadon.
Wrong gen, my friend. Well, Aurora Beam is a move. He's no longer walled by Gengar.
Yeah, so if he wanted to go back to get that number, he's more than welcome.
He may still save it for later because, I don't remember what Tauros...
Didn't it have cross chop or something?
Alright, Tauros is... oh, no, that's Gen 1. Where's Gen 2?
Bear!
Tauros' special attack is only 40, so it's not ideal.
He's going for the bear.
I wonder if he'll main switch to it if it's got a decent moveset. I wouldn't put it past him. No. Not with that moveset. That is hot garbage.
What is Dream Heater? That's Psychic, right?
And the run has been blessed. Again.
Yeah, this is the first Jinx that Keiz is seeing, so he's probably going to check his Pokédex after this fight to see where he can bless himself.
Yeah, but Jinx is the mascot, basically, for him. Well, Halqery getting the Beedrill evolution, so that goal is done.
Ooh, Venomoth. Oh, I thought it was on the card. I guess not.
It always messes with me that Venomoth isn't a flying type. It's bug poison, but like you just look at it and you think it should be weak to ice and electric. But
I know. It plays the same trick with Dustox in Gen 3.
yeah. Keiz has multiple mascots.
Hal finding a fake Wigglywood.
Not on the card this time, though. Sometimes Clefable or Wigglytuff can be on the card. Ooh,
There's Rattata. Yeah, that's information for Raticate or Fearow.
good.
Solar Beam.
That's good for Halqery, because that's information that only Keiz had for a while. At least with Firo. So, these trainers in Bugsy's gym are interesting because depending on which twin you go to, you'll see different Pokemon. The one on the left have two different ones from the one on the right. So depending on which trainer they decide to do, it could be possible that they get exclusive information over the other runner.
Hal found a seal in the cave, but he's down to just his Master Ball. I don't think he wants to use that quite yet.
I don't blame him. He's going to need it for that Tauros later. Ooh, ran into that trainer. He needed to be one tile up to avoid it.
Yeah.
Keiz using shift strats to make sure he can get the experience for Kakuna.
And there we go. That's Beedrill acquired for Keizaron. And he takes the lead back.
It's when you don't know what the other person has, it's a little bit disheartening to, like, when you see somebody mark a goal that you think you had information over the other. But with this information in mind, Keiz found Kakuna and Weedle in Dark Cave, so I think he can safely assume that Halqery has also been there. Because I don't think we saw Weedle anywhere else. See, is Mankey on this card? Not this time. Mankey or Meowth as a possible goal.
A lot of these trainers that you see just rotating casually around on an axis in the actual game are what's known as spinners. They have a random spinning pattern. And if you hit them in a speed run, it can cost a couple minutes.
Yeah, a setting in the speed choice ROM that they're using is called spinnerless, which turns these spinners into a predictable manner as they get the nickname Rotatos.
Yeah, so a lot of the movement that Keiz does in this race, it's not generally applicable to the vanilla game, but it's movement that he's practiced after hundreds, if not thousands, of matches.
So yeah, the chat's bringing up an interesting point. You can't, if you've completed a goal, you can't intentionally leave it unmarked. But, you know, in the case of Firo, for example, Keiz has information on that. He didn't catch it, but he knows where it is. So he's not giving his opponent any information that he has as info there. So Halqery using Sweet Scent everywhere he can to check a couple slots. Slowpoke Well has a very low encounter rate. It's not too uncommon to go through the entirety of Slowpoke Well and not run into a single wild encounter.
In fact, that's the hope during an any percent run.
Like he's just opting to use the Master Ball to catch the Cloyster. So Keiz here on to the rival fight. Both of them are going to have the same rival fight since they pick the same starter. If they pick different starters, the rival would have different things and also potentially different information.
Oh, hell, not even going for this Tauros. Oh wait, no, that's a trainer.
That's not a trainer. He'll find out when he looks at the decks that it's on Route 31, but Since he doesn't have his Master Ball anymore, he's gonna come to find an explosive truth about Tauros.
Yeah, I think he'll find that his chances of catching it will just blow up.
It'll be a 25% chance every time.
Oh, there's Fire Chicken.
Yep. Also not on the card this time, so he's just gonna run away.
Alright, I think he has seen enough.
Yeah, usually that's what I see from most people, is they check a couple encounters and then turn on repels, especially in Ilex Forest, because the encounter rate is really high. So looking ahead, still not a whole lot of information help bingos here. Based on what we've seen, row 4 and column 4 are completable. And likely row 5 if the TM decides to show up.
Yeah, top left, bottom right is completable. The only question is, can the runners find a Mantine or Skarmory?
Gonna be a couple hidden items along the way that Keiz is gonna pick up. Meanwhile, Halqery having problems with a Horsey. Confusion is a cruel mistress. Sometimes it feels like 50% is 100%.
Keiz right now going for the Headbutt TM.
So yeah, this is one of the field moves that's guaranteed to be the TM that it normally is. But because 20 TMs is on the card, he's likely not going to teach it.
Yeah, but now that he's picked it up, he can buy more of it later.
That is true. TM2 does show up in the department store, so if he does want to use headbutt strats, he can. In fact, he's going to do that. It's also useful for Tauros because it's a stab move, and is just going to be very nice to have a good move.
And then he flinged him, is what he will say when he uses it.
Then Sweet Sense, the other TM that is guaranteed to be the move it normally is, which Keiz just picked up.
So Hillior is asking why Keiz skipped all those items on the first time around. It's because he was planning to hit those spots on the second go.
On this route that Keiz is currently on, there's 2 more phone numbers he can pick up. There's the girl that he's currently battling, and then there's the last trainer at the end of the route. Had he gotten the hiker's number, he would be at 8 numbers, but he'll be at 7 by the time he's done here.
Yeah, one thing to note is that Headbutt doesn't really help him out against that Gengar.
I think by the time he goes back for it, though...
Yeah, by that time he'll have Surf and Fly.
Though, because Call of Black Belt's on the card, he may not even opt to go back. The 10th phone number may as well just be the Black Belt. So Halqery also opted to go on the left twin there, so we'll never know what the right twin is holding.
And the world will never know.
So if I had to guess, Keiz is going here to buy some TMs, or at least check what the TMs in the department store are. Move selection isn't great.
Now they're going for a little bit more money. Sometimes 50,000 is on the card. but not this time.
Ooh, that might be Slash for TM48, but he's got Headbutt, so he doesn't really need it. Also, getting some X items while he's here.
Yeah, X items are what make this game so broken. Because you can pretty much spam X items at the beginning of a major fight and just sweep the enemy.
He may not even need to use them, but they're nice to have in your back pocket, especially if you run into a particularly problematic trainer.
Yeah, Rival 3 in particular tends to be a problem spot.
We'll see how Halqery does here against the Wigglytuff. And it has Thunder Punch, but thankfully Wigglytuff is not a very threatening offensive powerhouse. It's just a sack of HP and nothing else.
It's like Chansey, but worse. And Key's going for the TM50 goal. Keys is going for the park game, bug catching contest.
Yep, that's on the card on the bottom of column 4. So the bug catching contest is mostly just based on your stats. HP is the most important thing, but it's also got total base stats in account and what the DVs are, or the genes of the Pokemon. And that level 17 Stantler looks like a potential candidate to win. But it looks like Keys is also checking for some other things. Slowbro's another good candidate for that.
It's important to note that the encounters during the contest are not the same as the encounters outside the contest.
Yeah, you do not have to catch an actual bug. The other thing that the bug catching contest provides is 7 slots that don't appear in the Pokedex. So if he were to look up this Seadra in the Pokedex, unless it's in the normal National Park slots, it's not going to show up in the Pokedex. Also, another thing to note is anything that you catch here counts as being caught in your Pokedex, which is all you need for the Pokemon goals, even if you don't keep the Pokemon.
Baby Jinx.
Yeah, Smoochum is not going to win the contest. Halqery having no problem with Rival 2, but Rival 2 didn't really have anything writing home about. Charmeleon, sometimes a goal, but not this time. We're looking for the Gen 2 starters in this case.
After Keys is done here, he's probably going to clean up National Park, pick up the items. There's a TM here, which invariably teaches Dig.
If it were TM28, yeah.
Oh, right, because it's a...
Since it's a field TM, it could be something else. So what Keys is going to do here is he's going to grab the TM and then quit out of the bug catching contest, and this will save him on movement, so he doesn't have to go back. The level 17 Slowbro he found is more than enough to win. And he's going to grab the hidden item down here too. Oh no, it's an upgrade. I'm getting baited and I'm not even playing this one. Halqery trying to add to his water Pokemon collection with a Starmie. I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but the catch rates in this randomizer have been improved. So generally, if you get the Pokemon under half HP, they're going to be caught almost every time. And if they're at full health, I don't know what the exact percentage is. Sometimes they get in on one, and other times it feels like it takes 20 balls to get them in.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a side effect to that, and that's that the catch rate can sometimes underflow.
Yeah, that happens on typically higher level Pokemons. The shiny, in particular, can sometimes be affected by that.
Yeah, I did a seed once where literally everything on 29 and 30 underflowed the catch rate.
He's fighting the schoolboy in National Park to get a phone number. Rolling Kick's a good move for Tauros to learn there. Gives them some coverage against steel types. I believe Keys is just one phone number short, and that trainer below the cut bush would be number 10.
Yeah, well, one thing to note about the phone goal is every trainer that Keys adds to his phone book has a chance to call him every 5, 10, 20 minutes.
And Halqery getting another water type. I've honestly lost track of how many he has, but I'm pretty sure he's ahead of Keys in the water Pokemon department right now.
Yeah, I have incomplete notes right now. I've got Slowbro, Poliwag, Cloyster, and Squirtle for Hell. Slowbro, Remoraid, and Seadra. Well, no, Keys has the Tentacruel too. The Kenya.
The random TM's not doing any favors right now, but there's still plenty left. So Halqery is opting not to use repels through this area. It's losing him a little bit of time for the game progress itself, but if he finds anything... Ooh, Totodile's good information. Can help him.
2 golds right there.
Yeah, for water Pokemon and for Croconaw later. Yeah, not using repels is a bit of a mixed bag. You go slower through areas, but you might potentially get information that your opponent doesn't have.
And if you feel that you're behind, it's not bad to have an edge up on information.
Especially in such a Pokemon-heavy card like this one.
My pair of socks, asking about the shiny Pokemon, there's actually a guaranteed shiny later in the game. In the vanilla games, it's the red Gyarados.
It looks like copy pasta to me.
Even so.
I'm a fan of this copy pasta.
Lucky, please. This could end up being a breed strat seed.
Oh, we'll be in for a ride if that's the case. Still plenty of pokes around, though.
Hell going for the egg, but he has no room for it.
So Keys going to the Goldenrod Underground to get the haircut, and while he's down here, he's also going to pick up the coin case. And that'll let him check the 3 pokes in the game corner. Oh my.
What have I done?
You took the bait.
I've been debated. Alright, so there's a haircut for keys.
Well, you didn't grab the coin case. Maybe I'll come back for it later.
Oh, Hal also has astronomy. He didn't record that. So from the looks of it, Hal has 5, soon to be 6 water types.
It's always a good idea to save before these static Pokemon that you may never see another one of again. In this case, though, it's
Not like this.
Character. Though it has Confuse Ray, so...
Ooh! Yeah, Key's going for it.
It looks like the bingo card's a little bit ahead of the streams, but that helped him out there. That was something that Halqery was hoping that Keys wouldn't find.
Yeah.
So normally the Pokemon Crystal Glitchless run skips this center because talking to Bill here is just slow. But the reason you want to do it in a Cinco Bingo is it unlocks the ability to get the EV later, or in Goldenrod.
And also, sorry, go ahead.
EVs on this card. And to get that goal, you either need to evolve an actual EV, or you evolve whatever the gift EV is randomized to be. Now, it's still possible that the thing that Bill gives you isn't something that can evolve, so finding EV is a more ideal scenario.
Yeah. Doing that cutscene also unlocks getting Bill's number back in Goldenrod.
You could actually get that from Bill's sister without him being there.
Oh, you can get that before the cutscene. Okay, didn't know that.
Halqery checking out the Kenya to at least be a water type, but nothing else helpful there.
Hal hitting the spinner here.
Oh, more Rattata information, even though he has one.
Additionally, he hit the spinner that doesn't give a number.
The Steelix is a little bit annoying to run into if you're a physical attacker. Steelix's defense is really high. Even if you got a super effective move, it can be annoying. Now, Keys is definitely ahead progress-wise in the game, but goal-wise, it's about... These runners still don't have a clear path to 5 bingos yet. Just based on the information we have, it's looking like 2 bingos at the moment.
Yeah, so it's still anyone's game. But once someone finds a Pokemon on the top half of the card, they can pretty much go to town. Just go mode.
What they really want to find, at least what Keys would really like to find right now, are some of the TMs that are on this card. Especially TM46, that opens up a lot.
Yeah, what if the TM that Keys is going for happens to be in Kanto?
That'd be a lot of sadness there, because there's like 2 field TMs, I think. Ooh, rare candy.
Key's heading into the Burn Tower, where the infamous Rival 3 fight will occur.
There is other ways they can get these 3 TMs that are on the 3 random TMs that are on this card. A Pokemon could be holding them, and that would be a hell of a thing if they found it that way.
So there's Butterfree. Useful information.
Well, they already have the Beedrill, so
know.
it's redundant information at this point.
I know.
But if they didn't find it, if they didn't find the Weedle or Kakuna before, that would have been nice to have. Fire Chicken. And the flinch. Calculated. Not quite sure.
Hell, taking a freeze here.
Oh yeah, I just now saw that he was in the bug catching contest. That Tentacruel should win. It's got plenty of HP and everything else. Yep, easy win right there.
Yeah, beat out 2 Princer in the process. Now, because we don't have audio coming from Keizaron stream, we don't know what the legendary beasts are.
Yeah, not
You can usually
quite
tell
yet.
from their cries, which are matching whatever the beasts were randomized to.
And some of those can be hard to tell what they are because some Pokemon have very similar cries. The go-to example I have is how Rhyhorn and Charizard are basically the same.
Yeah, my go-to example is how Machop and Ammonite are the same.
Yeah, those are very similar. Poliwag and Ditto are also pretty similar too.
Vileplume and Aerodactyl.
The list goes on and on.
In the previous games in this series, Gold and Silver, Bellsprout and Machop were similar enough in that they can both be heavily abused with a coin case.
That Fearow information, Halqery's got to look at that and not be too happy about it, because Whirl Island was one of them. Oh, that Sandslash.
Oh!
Well, we're not finding Sandslash anytime soon, unless we're going all the way to Silver Cave.
Yeah, Silver Cave is a meme in and of itself. You can only get to it after you've beaten the entire rest of the game.
And these never go that far. I guess the Tauros information on Route 31. When the information shows up on Dark Cave, that can be a little annoying, because that could be either the Violet or the Blackthorn side of Dark Cave. And Delibird is not much better. Did he get Delibird information off of an optional? I don't know where he got that info.
Keizaron cleaning up Gym 4.
Looks like he's just opting the center. Yeah, if they had to complete the game after getting 5 bingos, these races would last like 3 to 4 hours. There's the typical time for an experienced runner is between 90 minutes to 2 hours. It is extremely rare for any race to go to Kanto.
And when it does, none of the runners like it at all.
Anytime you gotta get Waterfall, it's not ideal. He's running into some problems with confusion here.
Yeah, Hal going for the optional right before Whitney. He's gonna get information that Key skipped out on. potentially, maybe. Who knows?
And no good there. Yeah, usually the first hour is getting to fly, which is usually where you blitz to at the beginning. And then once you get fly, you can just start cleaning up goals. Goals will start being lit up, they will start lighting up very shortly after getting fly. Any race that goes over 2 hours, either some mistakes were made or the ramen card combination were especially difficult to work with.
And I mean, with this many Pokemon and TM goals, that could end up being the case here. I mean, especially with required Pokemon appearing in Silver Cave and Whirl Islands.
They at least still have some other options with Sandslash and Arbok, because Ekans and Sandshrew are paths to that.
If only we had information. Al looks like he's gonna wipe here.
Yeah. Whitney can sometimes be an issue.
There's a meme with Whitney's gym in Vanilla that it's never the cow.
It's always the Clefairy.
Yep.
Smeargle's sometimes on the card, but isn't this time either.
Yeah, that's a little sketchy.
At least in Crystal speedruns, the Clefairy is a huge source of randomness just because Metronome can just ruin your day.
And the cow may have been a problem for casual players, because if you don't knock it out right away, it has a chance to set up rollout, and that can do a lot of damage. But if you set up on the Clefairy, then you can pretty much sweep the cow, no problem.
And once again, we get another taste of exploding turkey, thanks to Halqery.
Yeah, see, there was a question in chat about physical special split. All the mechanics are the same as in Vanilla, so...
The general rule of thumb is if it's an evolution, it's a special move, and add Dragon to that list. And if it's anything else, it's physical.
Yeah, pretty much. Ice also, I think, is special.
We should probably change some of the Pokemon trainer names for this randomizer. Sorry about that, Feasel.
So, Keys is in Sandwood City. He's getting the Shuckle, which might not actually be a Shuckle. We'll see what it is right now.
And a Cyndaquil, very convenient.
Yeah, just level it up once and we have Quilava.
He's got that rare candy too. And he's just not, he doesn't even have to use it.
Looks like he might be going for boom strats here. I think Hal at this point has main switched for Kenya.
It may just be that it's just all that it had at the moment. Looks like he's gonna go turn in Kenya now for TM50.
Okay.
So yeah, TM50, you always get it from this guy when you turn in the Pokemon with the mail.
He's marking off that Quilavacle.
Oh, so found a Chikorita. Gonna probably catch it for the Bayleaf goal, but he'll come to find out later that there's a Cyndaquil just waiting to be evolved. That's like the most infuriating thing when you work toward evolving something and then you find out later that it was just given to you for free.
Yeah, and that's one of the advantages of Blessing first, cleaning up later, is you don't fall into that trap as often.
Looks like he's fighting the optional trainer here for a phone number.
Yep, Bug Catcher Wade. Usually he calls you about berries. Looks like Keizaron's in a bit of a bind here against this Amistar.
He just needs Rolling Kick to hit. Rolling Kick's a nice move, fighting and it can flinch, but it's also got that lovely 90% hit chance.
And 90% might as well be 50%.
Hits 90% of the time, 50% of the time. Uh, 85%, my mistake.
Thanks, Scarf.
I just assume anything that isn't 100% is just something silly.
Yeah, there we go. 90% chance to miss.
It looks like Halqery is looking for that Tauros that he knows that it's here. It's gonna be unfortunate for him if he finds out that it can explode. Ooh, there, if Keys didn't have Delibird info before, he does now.
So after this fight, Keys is gonna pick up the HM for Fly and just go to town on some of these goals.
I wonder if Tauros was one of the 10% encounters. Just to give people information, the ROM changed how the encounter slots work. Each ground encounter, either in caves or in grass, there are 7 possible slots, and they're all different Pokemon. There's 2 20% slots, 2 15, and 3 10s. So there's none of that 1% nonsense that can happen in the vanilla game. Or maybe it's 5%, I don't know what the vanilla encounter rates are. And for surfing encounters, it's there's 3 slots, 60, 30, and 10% each. Fishing encounters are similar to surfing, and headbutt trees are complicated and have their own weird encounter tables. Anything in the Pokédex, though, will only show ground and surfing encounters.
So Key is heading over to Lake of Rage. Going to pick up the TMs there.
Yep, he's going to check the TM on the left side and then fly over, or fly back to Lake of Rage to get the shiny. Pretty standard play. I think he's found everything but Tauros at this point. The thing that Halqery may not realize, and we know Tauros is here in the grass, but when you find a lot of slots like this in the grass, Route 31 does have some surfing encounters. So he might be thinking that's where it is now instead of in the grass. And he just found the Firo.
What are the odds? No, seriously, what are the odds? Because neither TM is useful in Lake of Rage, so
The one
I'm just going to go straight for the shiny and opening up the rest of the game.
The one in the house is always guaranteed to be TM10, but he's also grabbing it just because 20 TMs.
Ooh, shiny Zubat.
It has Berserk Gene, oh no. Berserk Gene is an interesting little item exclusive to Gen 2. It basically inflicts swagger on your Pokemon immediately, so it raises your attack by 2 stages, and it confuses you.
The upshot of this shiny Zubat is that if Keys decides to evolve it, he'll have a shiny Z mistake.
I'm curious to see what Keys is going to do from here now that the rocket segments are completed. Looks like he's just going to do some general cleanup with some TMs.
Yeah,
or
so
he might be going back for that Firo. Oh, TM50, of course. Yep, back in the Dark Cave now that he has Sweet Scent.
So Hal must be looking at the shiny Pokemon goal and thinking, oh my god, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, that's one thing that these guaranteed goals, like a shiny Pokemon or haircut, give. It gives your opponent information on where you are progress-wise in the game. You could offer to, you could opt to not get them right away and try and throw off your opponent, but...
That's not Keys' style.
And Keys got that Firo pretty quickly, after spending several minutes on it earlier.
So Keys is heading down to turn in the red scale, it looks like.
Yeah, to get the XP share. That's just a nice item for convenience, so you don't have to do switch strats anymore.
Or boom strats, as it were.
Oh, and there's the Butterfree south of that critique. It looks like he's gonna pick up TM5 from the guy here behind the cup bush. Yeah, for item-related goals, it either needs to be in your inventory, in your PC, or held by a Pokemon.
Hal checking all the encounters here.
Doesn't seem to be getting much of anything here, though.
There's a TM down here, right? In the well?
Yes. It'll be on the right side on the second floor.
There's also 7 encounter slots in the basement and 3 encounter slots in each water area.
Yeah, Slowpoke has 20 encounter slots total. Well, there's another water type for Keys. I'm still curious what the level 40s are. We'll find out what they are from Halqery before long.
Halqery is still opting not to use a repel.
I think he's hoping that he just runs into more Pokemon on the card. Halqery not doing Keys any favors here, just... He's had enough of it, he's gonna swap into something.
That's enough, come back!
Alright, that should be low enough HP to make it a more favorable catch rate.
And there we go.
TM28, so he's got the Dig TM now. That's also another TM that could end up on the card. The TM goals are just not doing them any favors right now. And another water type there. Well, Keys is in the cleanup phase right now, but he still doesn't have enough to get 5 bingos. So Halqery is struggling, but he still has a bit of information available to him. We've had situations where runners could get walled trying to find something, and then the other runner just ends up finding it and just luck sacking into it. There's another. Geez, Slowpoke Well is full of water types. Little bear! Ooh, there's Skarmory. That's a welcome sight for Keys there. That gives him top left, bottom right now. So this is a strategy that Keys tends to do. He likes to repel through most of the game, and then he searches for Pokemon afterwards, usually just checking slots as he's doing other goals. In this case, he's checking the slots in the areas while he's looking for TMs. And since there's a lot of Pokemon on the card, it's not a bad strategy. Oh, the shots. Medic getting called out. That's some fan service if I ever saw it.
Yeah, Medic, none too pleased.
So now that Keys is back at the department store, there's a TM on the bottom floor that he's going to grab, and he's also going to get the TM for return while he's here.
But is he happy enough for it?
TM26, still no go on the random TMs.
Yeah, so the TM that Keys is going to collect now, TM27, you can only get if your Pokemon is happy enough. If its friendship score is, I think, at least 200 or 220. Yeah, he's happy enough.
Ooh. Halqery running into problems with his Moltres. Just not having enough PP with the moves that he's got. Honestly, if I was him, I'd consider buying some revives and just using Explosion. He's gonna check the TM in the Burn Tower.
I was thinking of either checking Lucky Number or getting the radio card. The only advantage that you get from the radio card is A, if it's a goal, and B, the Pokemon March-based encounter is more likely. But seeing as he has Sweet Scent, that's not really top on his mind.
Rival 3 not doing Halqery any favors here. Add another water type to the pile for Keys. I'm not sure where he's at in the water count, but he's got to be close.
He's got at least 8.
Man, with the way the TMs are going here, I'm wondering if they're going to need to get Waterfall to check some of them if those goals end up being required.
Hal taking a second swing at Rival 3.
Yeah, switching to Tauros ended up being a pretty good play. I think Halqery needs to teach one of the TMs that he has. There's plenty of them to get 20.
Yeah, but remember that every TM that Hal teaches is another one he needs to find.
Yeah, that is the trade-off, but there's still plenty in Johto to satisfy the goal. There's the Moltres that is giving him problems.
So it looks like Keys is going for the Electrodes.
Yep, he'll be able to pick up the defeat Electrode goal here. And also check these to see if there are any Pokemon that are on the card. These Pokemon won't show up in the decks. Coughing, no good there either. And Sneasel. Negative on all of it.
He's not going for this goal.
That's interesting. I thought he knew that defeating those counted.
He might be saving it for later.
And no good on the TM there either.
making the Ice Cave play. That'll open up Fair CM potentially.
He may opt to pick up Waterfall here. This might be one where, yep, he's gonna do it.
Yep. Just in case, as long as he's here. If you've never seen Keiza's movement here, you're in for a treat. Nope, maybe not. Oh, the committee strikes again.
Oh, Ho has growth now. Not the move that he wanted to see. Probably hoping for any attacking move that wasn't that, though he could also teach Surf. So I'm kind of surprised he hasn't done that.
There's CM34.
CM34, so we're on our way there. Not quite one of the ones he was looking for.
But no, it is. It's on the card.
It is, but I think he would have rather seen TM46, but if TM20 shows up, then he'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
So he's going in Dark Cave to grab the TM here.
Yeah, without a flash it can be a little tricky to navigate, but Keys knows his way around. There we go.
And TM20.
There's 20.
Alright, so row 3 is doable now. And looks like he's going to check a couple slots while he's here. He might find the Delibird while he's in here, because we know it's in here.
It's also a nice path if he wants to go back there.
Well, there's more slots in Ice Path than there are in Dark Cave. Not sure when he got Graveler info. But it's on the route between Ice Path and Mahogany, so that opens up row 4.
Is that to his south of Ekritik?
Yeah, he's So with that information in mind, Keys can do row 2, row 3, if he remembers he can defeat the Electrode and Rocket Hideout. Doesn't matter which one. Yep. Row 4, column 4, again hinging on the Electrode. And then there's top left, bottom right. That's 5 bingos, so Keys is in go mode here. Though he doesn't quite oh, there's Noctowl.
Nice. So that gives him row 2. Hal, meanwhile, still having trouble. For some reason,
you gotta feel for him there. It sucks when you get walled by something and you just are just having so much trouble getting by it.
I think this might be the end for Halqery.
He just needs to teach Surf. Teach Surf to Ho-Oh. It can learn it. Every Pokemon can learn every HM in this ROM.
Keizaron getting the first bingo of the game.
Well on his way to getting the rest of them.
Halqery is going back for it.
Halqery is rather new to the Cinco bingo. But the thing about these, you're always... there's a lot to take in information-wise when it comes to these, but once you've done a couple of them, they get easier as you go on. But even and then, no matter how many times you do these, I feel like I still learn something new about these very frequently.
Yep. So there's Keizaron's second bingo, and it looks like he's going to go to a place where you can call him.
Yeah, even doing the Cinco bingo solo is fun because it makes you look at Crystal, and then your route's going to be different every time, especially after Fly, and just the way that you have to do things. You may have to just what am I trying to say? You just have to know a lot more about the game's mechanics, especially in a speedrun sense, that you wouldn't normally see in the glitchless run. Looks like Keiz is going back to defeat one of the electrodes. I think he remembered.
Yep.
So that gives him his third bingo. Water types would give him a fourth one, and Graveler would be number 5. So if Keiz gets lucky here, he might be able to do this in under 140.
Keiz seems to be going for the Graveler first.
The defeat electrode goal is designed to be a static goal. So it's either defeating an actual electrode or whatever the static electrode is there. There's a couple of examples where that same logic is used, like defeat Lapras could be either an actual Lapras or the one in Union Cave, or evolving the Gift EV or statusing a Sudowoodo. If you had to find an electrode and defeat it, it could be quite a while because it's one of 251 Pokemon in the game. So you said Keiz had at least 8 water types, right?
Yeah, I'll recount again. I think he's up to 9. Yeah, he's at 9.
The
so the next water type he catches.
Dead. He's gonna get Bayleaf out of this.
Oh, and he gets Dig. That's a good money saver. Dig works just about the same way as Escape Rope.
Come on, Halqery. Oh no!
Oh no! He doesn't get the evolution.
Yeah, you actually have to win the fight. This route that Keiz is on is oftentimes not a route that is checked, just because the grass is not in your way and you'd have to surf to get more encounters. That's 10 water types, so Keiz just needs Graveler and he will be done. And I believe Graveler's on this same route.
Halqery finally getting that Bayleaf. One thing you have to be careful of with these evolution goals is not to press B during the evolution.
I've done that more times than I want to admit.
Keizaron still looking for that graveler.
Yeah, he's already... I believe he's found all 3 of the surfing encounter slots on this route. So now he's just gotta find the graveler. I think he's confirming where it is. Or maybe
he's
looking
given
for
up.
something easier. Yeah, he didn't have any info on anything else, so he's just gotta find that graveler.
Yep.
Oh my god, he's teaching metronome!
Oh my god!
Here we go! I like
Full
it.
meme set, baby.
I like it. Let's do this.
Roll the dice or see what we got. Also, it's interesting to note, I don't think Hal knows that save and quit strats are allowed.
Super Fang. Alright, good start. Save some extreme speed, PP.
Maybe a different tile will be luckier.
Alright, metronome strats on Moltres. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, rock throw! Oh! The perfect play!
There's Geodude.
That's almost what he wants. He does have a rare candy.
It looks like he's going for it. Hell,
And he
finally getting past that.
Finally takes down Rival 3.
He's flying back to a center, gonna candy the Geodude.
Let's see what the legendary beasts are. As soon as he's done sweet setting. Come on, Halqery, I gotta know.
But did he forget that he has a candy?
There's Electrode, what?
Here we
How
go.
about that? Well, that satisfies defeat Electrode. That was Spearow. Suicune is Ditto. And Entei was Ladybug. I think those were our 3 legendary beasts.
I did not hear any of them.
He's just leveling up this Geodude. It evolves at 25.
Yeah, so it only needs to level up once, and then it'll evolve. This Nidoking should be good for experience.
Oh, it was Jigglypuff that was the Suicune, okay.
Thanks, Herc. And there we go.
Yep, he's just gotta hit the done button.
Alright, get those GGs in chat.
And Keys finishes with a 143 in-game time.
GG, Keizaron. Good show, Hal.
See if either one of them wants to come in for an interview.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
So, Graveler can eat one.
It had to be one of the 10% encounters.
And I find a Geodude and said, whatever.
Yeah. You know, I was worried that none of the TMs were going to show up, but then 2 of them that you needed were just right there.
Yeah.
Like, how disappointed were you to find 34 first? I think you were hoping to find 46 first.
I was definitely hoping for 46. 46 would have been a lot more helpful. Because 20 TMs and Call a Black Belt ended up being wasted goals.
Yeah.
I could not get anything started.
Yeah, Rival 3 was giving you the business. Something that I feel like we need to point out is HMs can be learned by every Pokemon, so you could have taught Ho-Oh Surf.
Oh, I can get Surf before Burn Tower?
Yeah, you can get Surf from the Kimono Girls.
Actually available at any time.
Today I learned.
Well, that's part of these. You learn something every time, and before you know it, you'll just be knocking out these goals left and right.
Yeah, I saw Keys get the Tauros, and I'm like, he probably got it on this route. And then I fought a Tauros, and I looked at the Pokedex. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get it. And I sat there for like 10 minutes sweet scenting, and I never found it.
Yeah, the Tauros also had Explosion.
I threw my Master Ball at it because like the first one blew up on me. So
I threw my Master Ball at a Cloyster by accident.
Oh, you didn't intend that?
No, why would I?
I just thought, Cloyster being a defensive wall, you might just have thought, I'm behind, let's just get this over with.
I love how both of you at the beginning were using just explosion strats. It was really great to see.
Oh my god, the Ho-Oh was awful. But I used the explosion strats to get the Beedrill and to get the Bayleaf, so that helped.
I used Explosion to train up my Tauros. That Tauros was shit for such a long time, and then it got Headbutt and it got a lot better.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
Like,
I used mine only for
Its
evolution.
moveset was... At one point in time, my moveset was Explosion, Wrap, Sludge, and Aurora Beam.
Yeah, I remember you seeing that
It's
Gengar
awful.
from the hiker, and you just noped right on out of there.
Yeah. Yup.
So,
I had like 5 goals in the works. I just couldn't get them finished. But it didn't even matter.
Hal, you saw this already, but Keys, do you want to know where Sandslash was?
Sure.
Silver Cave.
Yeah, no thanks.
A lot of the Pokemon on the goal on the sheet were just nope. Like they were just I wasn't going all the way to get them.
You
Yeah,
would have gotten some information later, though. When you caught the Chikorita, we already knew by then that the Shucky in Cyanwood was a Cyndaquil.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's like the worst thing ever when you complete a goal and then you find out that you get it for free later.
Yeah, it's like when I caught the Weedle, and then before Eckerteak, there was a Butterfree in the grass.
At least the Weedle wasn't too much time invested because
Well, yeah, I always like doing that. Like Weedle's, it's only level 10. It's not too bad. But it could have been a lot worse. It's like catch Tyranitar, and I trained it from a Larvitar or something like that.
Honestly, my favorite part of the race was finding a Dragonite.
Yeah, we saw.
the call out. So I believe our next race is tomorrow. Keys, you're in that one as well.
Yeah, it should be 4 p.m. Eastern. Should be me and Paradoxical.
All right.
Paradoxical.
Should be another interesting race. Well, GG's to both of you. And
Yeah,
thank you for
GGs.
the race. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Keys. Good race.
Thanks.